Okay, we're live.
Okay, welcome to Final Tribal Council U3. This is day 39 as far as you can get in this game. Some of y'all may have, or all of y'all may have held power at one point or another. You might have been on the bottom at one point or another. But tonight, all the power goes to the jury. We know how this Final Tribal Council goes because all three of you have been here. Y'all know how this works. Y'all knew how this works. So we're going to get to opening statements first, and then we'll bring in our first juror. Do you have a volunteer who wants to do their opening statement first, or are we going to do this in alphabetical order? Okay, I'll say we're going to do this in alphabetical order. I believe that's Lexi. So, Lexi, I told you for roughly 4 minutes to do this, so you have the floor.
All right. So, hello, finalists, jurors, hosts. First off, I would like to thank everyone for making this game a pretty awesome one, despite it being called ugly in many senses. The gameplay that happened this season was pretty phenomenal. You guys really made my last game matter, so I thank you all for that. I came into this game practically at the bottom of the winner's tribe because of my lack of pre-existing relationships, since the one that I did have was on the opposite tribe, and B, I have the social skills of a fish. In general, I tend to be very misunderstood in the way that I speak. I use a lot of the same words, I like my pictures, and a lot of you didn't really seem to open up to that. But I still tried my best to socialize to the best of my ability and wedge myself into anything that would stick and benefit me in the long run. While I can't say that I was the best social player, part of my strategy in a sense, since in order to not fully go home and the time schedule that my work and just my sleeping schedule allowed to, I made sure to align with pretty much the big social players like Sam, Callie, and that led to me making the moves that I wanted to make and that moves I could be proud of in a sense. A lot of the time in this game, I was told, I want to do the easy vote. Will they have an idol? Will they have this? And I didn't have the luxury of worrying about an easy vote. I needed to make sure that the person who left each round was the person that was harmful to my game the most at that time. And pretty much up until Callie left, every single person I wanted to leave did leave that round. Once Callie left, I pretty much was at the bottom again. I was told I wasn't, but I was constantly yelling at people, calling you guys stupid or whatever, because I didn't have the luxury of carrying every single goat to the final. I had to stick with just different alliances, that anything that would take me in a sense. And so each round I was constantly flipping back and forth and lying about why I was doing it, and I felt like shit afterwards, but I did make it to the end because of that. And I hope through the questions in this, you guys kind of see me in a different light as a player, since I think many of you misunderstand that.
Thank you, Lexi. That was lovely. Molly, you're up.
Can you just confirm that you can hear me?
I hear you perfectly fine.
Okay, cool. Hi everyone. I hope you guys are having a good week and everything. I'm still kind of shook that I came out of retirement this season. I don't know if anyone else is, but I'm still shook. The one thing that's gonna always hold true is that I never like to come into a game with a strategy, because you never really know what you're gonna get when a game starts. And I mean, my hand personally was definitely forced that first round. I was kind of put into an alliance that I was okay with, and it didn't even make it to the vote. And then I kind of saw myself slip to the bottom. And that kind of just opened the door for me to play, I guess, a very like under the radar kind of game. I unfortunately, real life got in the way a little bit more than I would have liked it to. But I did definitely try my best. Hold on. Yikes. Sorry about that. Anyway, I know a lot of people are going to have a couple different issues with my game, and I'm super open to answering any questions you would have for me about the choices I made or literally anything. I hope everyone had fun. That's the main thing that we take away from these games, because I know I definitely did. So I'm just going to end it there, and I'll take the rest later. Good luck, everyone!
Thank you, Molly. Also lovely. Sharif, you have the floor.
Okay. Whew. I'm going to go on video because that's just how festive I am. First off, I want to thank the hosts. This has been one of the fiercest seasons of Tumblr Survivor ever, and I am so humbled to be a part of it. So thank you for that. I want to congratulate my fellow finalists for making it to the end. This was no easy feat. This season was so tough, and I feel whoever wins tonight is going to be deserved. So congratulations, girls. Feminism and Sharif 2K17. To the jury, thank you for playing with me. It's been a wild ride, so thank you. This season has been a very different one for me. Tonga and Generations, I ran. I voted correctly at every single tribal council I attended. And I can't say that for this game. I made mistakes. You know, my social game suffered in that I wasn't able to create bonds with some of you on the jury. No matter how hard I would try or how genuine I would try to be, I could just not get some of y'all to work with me. And since I'm the person sitting here, that falls on me. Also, execution of how I would cut people could leave them extremely hurt. And that is something I have to own up to tonight, and I need to own up to tonight. Strategically, I could play out of fear. And I would be so scared that I was the person being voted out that I would miss the big picture that was right in front of me. And physically, I had to win the last 2 immunities in order to make it here. So needless to say, this has been the hardest game I have played. But with all of that said, it is my proudest. Because I did come in here as a 2-time winner, and that put a huge target on me and caused me to be in danger throughout the entire game. And that forced me to play hard from the beginning. Socially, despite the fact that my pre-existing games made people not want to trust me, hold on. So socially, despite the fact that my pre-existing games made people not want to trust me, I was able to build genuine relationships and bonds. And this was evidenced in my relationships with Carson, Riley, Jesse, and even Adam when he wasn't pulling stunts. I was able to burn people and get them back on my side. This is evidenced in my relationships with the female champions, but it's best displayed with Sam. In that I was against her pre-merge, eliminating her close allies, but I was able to closely align with her at the merge, which is a large reason as to why I'm here. On the opposite end, when people burned me, I didn't react angrily. I was able to repair those relationships. I was able to separate game from my emotional feelings. I would be hurt, but I wasn't ever upset. And as long as it made sense to me that it bettered your game, I couldn't be mad with that because y'all were here for yourselves to win and not for me. Strategically, I was never afraid to make the move. I made one of the biggest moves this entire game at the very first tribal council. And no matter the risk, no matter if it could blow up in my face, even if there was an ounce of a chance that it could better my game and help me get here, I had to make it. I played as a threat, but I always made sure I wasn't the immediate threat. This is best displayed that when I was on the opposite end of the vote, I was not the person who was targeted. When those situations did occur and I was forced into the bottom of the game, I was not only able to get myself out of it, but swing myself into a position of power where I would be able to eliminate the biggest threats in the game. An example of this was after one of my closest allies, Jesse, left. Instead of letting the game play as it was and being a yes ma'am, no ma'am kind of person, I took the reins. I united a counter-strike against all odds. I got someone to vote out their closest ally and effectively eliminating one of the best players in the game in Callie. It was the riskiest move. It could have blown up in my face, but my finesse and how I made my moves is one of the reasons I have been successful in this game. Competitively, yes, I had to win the last 2 immunities to get here, but I did win them against one of the best physical threats in the game. And I think that speaks to the fact that I didn't just play a social game, that I didn't just play a strategic game, but a physical game as well. And a physical game is an aspect of Survivor, just like social and strategic. And I use that aspect properly. I won when I needed to the most. I didn't win unnecessary comps that could make me a threat. The thing that I'm most proud of is everyone wanted to use me as a shield in this game, but I still made it here against all the odds. No matter what happens tonight, if I lose, I am proud that I did everything I possibly could to win. I might regret how I handled certain situations, but I don't regret the moves that I made. Thank you all so much. Please ask me any question tonight. You will get an honest answer, and whatever you do tonight, I will respect. That's it for me.
Thank you, Sharif. So that's our opening statements. Our first juror tonight is supposed to be Ryan. He is not able to make it tonight, but he did send a speech. And I believe, if I remember correctly, all 3 of you are meant to respond to it, but I will let's read it aloud, okay? Okay. Okay, so Ryan says, this is going to be funny to read because I didn't write this shit. Ryan says, hello, Sharif. This game has been a struggle for some people, but if I repeated anything consistently throughout this game, it's that I had no problem voting out Sharif or Sam. The other more important thing I said more consistently was that I just wanted to have fun, and I'm just here for a good time. So I want to hear about the moment or event in this game where you had the most fun. And I don't want a bullshit, oh, the stress was worth all the fun answer. Tell me about what moment in this game had you smiling of joy or laughing hard or was just a good time. Because I can pinpoint that moment for myself and most of the jurors, but I can't do that for you. Most of our conversations were about how stressed or tired to annoyed you were, about how you just needed the night to process things, and it just wasn't any fun to play with you. As a juror, I get to decide what my vote means, and I refuse to be part of this org machine that rewards people who make it seem like the only way to win is to stress yourself out the entire time. I've played and hosted plenty of people who won. It was an enjoyable experience. Shout out to Mitchell. So prove to me you had fun, and if you didn't, don't lie. I would rather just know. That was all directed towards Sharif. Tamale and Lexi, I had final 2s with both of you, so tell me your favorite thing about me. Thank you, good luck, and don't fuck it up. So Sharif, officially, Ryan's question for you is what moment in this game was the most fun? You know, just, you know, in general, like what part of this game was the most fun for you? Like what moment?
Okay. Yeah, Ryan, I'm sorry, I'm a game bot. For me, I get high off the game, like the actual gameplay of it. That's my fucking king. And yeah, I did stress myself out. I wish I could lie tonight and say that I did purely play for fun, but I play to win. That I give the game everything that I have, and so I can't lie and say that. But I will say that my funnest moment in the game was actually one of my most brutal, and that was voting out Riley, because Riley was a very, very dear friend of mine. But the reason I had so much fun doing that move is because I was going to go home. You were organizing the troops against me. And, you know, in this game, what you didn't realize is that I had already been contacting the opposite alliance. I've been contacting the girls about forming an alliance to go against the challengers. And in my head, it was like, am I making the right move? Like, I'm being told that Ryan's not with me, but I'm not sure. Am I making the right move? So when I got that confirmation, when y'all made the strike to come after me, it was like, it was such a breath of relief, because it was like, I made the right move. I followed my gut. I made the right decision. And that was fun for me, knowing that I played the game well. And yeah, so I'm a game bot. That's what I do. I love the game. So that's what I'm going to have fun on.
Okay, thank you, Sharif. I believe question for Lexi and Molly was, I forgot now. Do y'all remember?
I think it was what we enjoyed most about Ryan.
Yeah, what was your favorite thing about Ryan? Lexi, you can go first.
So I told this in my rites of passage already that the thing I most enjoyed about him was that we kind of are very cynical in the way we speak, and everyone kind of goes away with that. Like when I act like myself, a lot of people don't understand that, and Ryan was able to get it, and he was able to make jokes with me about that, and we were just having a good time together. It wasn't stressful, it wasn't anything, because every moment I had with Ryan, even when we were on opposite sides, it was always just a talk. Like it didn't have to be game, and so I really enjoyed that, even kind of flopped. Yeah.
Okay. Molly, what was your favorite thing about Ryan?
Oh, I love Ryan so much. Everyone who knows, like, me every round in this game. Who do you want to vote? Okay, anyone but Ryan, honestly. Okay, but I really wish you actually did a roast so that we could roast each other again. But I think my favorite thing about Ryan pertaining to this game was that every round, like post merge, besides what was that, final 12, we were like, don't vote for me, and then the other person would be like, okay, don't vote for me, and it worked out really well. And we have never in the history ever voted together, and then we did, except he went home, but we still voted together, so that was nice.
Okay. Lovely answers from all three of you. That's it for Ryan, I believe. I think Elliot is next. And I believe Elliot is going to be here. So, Connor, send him the Hangout link.
I did.
Yeah, if y'all want to go on cam for the duration of this, feel free to. Nobody will stop you.
I was muted, but I said way ahead of you.
Okay, Elliot is here. Elliot, you have 5 minutes to get through whatever you want to say.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. You have the floor.
Okay, so I just wanted to know if the last competition was for immunity and each of you won, who would you have voted out?
We can do alphabetical order here, I guess. Lexi, you can go first.
This vote I was stressing about so much. Like, I kind of didn't want to win because I kind of made promises to two people, and I don't enjoy breaking promises. But I did end up winning. So before MJ announced like the twist, I kind of wanted to vote Sharif out because he has played an amazing game and he can speak way better than I can. There's any denying that. And so if you compare the two of us, just the two of us, he would have blown me away in so many ways because I just freeze under pressure. It's not fun. And so, Sharif.
Okay, Molly, go ahead.
I kind of, there was like an inkling that it wasn't immunity because of the titles, but that's okay. Anyway, I think, like, I totally love both of you so much. Those are kisses. But I think I would have voted out Sharif just because you did play a very strategic game. And also because Lexi and I literally went from voting for each other to like working together. So that's pretty amazing. I'm trying to mute
Okay.
it, but it's
Sharif, go ahead.
Oh gosh. I was similar to Molly in that I think I figured out that it was going to be the jury vote off. So I didn't put too much thought after the immediateness of it. But I would have been in a very similar situation to Lexi. You know, Lexi and I haven't really worked together super closely this game, but I feel that we gotten really close literally over like the past few days, working together. And, you know, I did tell her that, listen, if I won, I was going to take you to the end. And I wanted to be able to honor that, but I also knew that Lexi was going to be a jury threat. Like, Lexi played a really good social game, and you have a lot of friends on that jury. So I was really conflicted about what I was going to do, if I was going to take you or cut you. And if I'm giving the honest answer, I didn't really decide. I think I was leaning towards taking Molly just because I felt like I would have had a better chance at winning. But I did want to take you out of loyalty.
Okay. Elliot, do you have any follow-up questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay, thank you. So that was our second juror. Next in the order, I believe, is Logan? Yes, that is correct. And Logan will be here momentarily. You're doing amazing, sweeties. Okay, Logan, 5 minutes to do your thing, 5 minutes for the jurors. You have the floor.
Sweet. Can you guys hear me?
We can.
Awesome. Nice. Okay. So I'm in like a really unique position because I was never really close to any of you guys, I feel. And so my vote's kind of up in the air. Now, I want to address each of you guys individually. So Lexi, hi. I feel like you played a very understated game, but I feel like you played a very good game. You came in here kind of attached to Callie. People were identifying you guys as a duo, but when Callie left, you really kind of came alive. You know, you had the legacy advantage. You survived all the way to the finals, and you kicked ass in the jury removal twist. So, like, good job. But I don't think while Callie was in the game, you were not playing the game at all. So I really respect your game, and congratulations on getting to the end. Molly, I like you a lot. I don't really have a lot to say to you because like I feel like I understand your game and I feel like I understand you as a person. So I want you to know that I like you a lot and I think you're really cool. And Sharif, I feel like you think I hate you. And I feel like I think that you're like a despicable person, but I don't think that about you at all. So everything I'm about to say, I want you to separate it. So it's like I'm addressing you as a player and not a person. As a player, I feel like you lack a lot of social awareness, and I feel like you lack a lot of social intelligence, and I feel like you come across very harshly, and it's kind of off-putting. Not kind of off-putting. It's really off-putting. And seeing your rites of passage, I see what you were trying to do, but I never hated you, Sharif. I never had any negative feelings towards you, maybe as a player, but not as a person. And I felt like you take a lot of things personally, which can be kind of difficult to deal with. You said in your opening statement that everyone wanted to use you as a shield, but a lot of people didn't want to use you as a shield just because you had a lot of feelings and you never really knew how to control those feelings, so you kind of popped off a lot. Or you would go on call and drag people's names. So I feel like you really do lack some sort of game awareness there. And when you said that, you know, you didn't really have emotional feelings, you were more like a game bot, I feel like you don't really understand how you are as a person or as a player. So that's that on that. So I feel like all my other jury members are going to address your games more. So I wanted to have a little fun here. All the jury members, I want you to do a fuck, marry, kill.
Are you addressing that at the jury?
Well, yeah, to the finalists, I want you guys to do a fuck, marry, kill with all the jury members.
Like the three of us or with the jury?
With the jury.
Okay.
Okay, and you guys can go in any order you want, do whatever you want, and have fun with it.
Ooh. Okay. I would marry Jake because does Jake count as jury anymore?
He does not.
Okay. I would in that case, I would marry Jesse. I would fuck Sam because I feel like if she's in bed anyway, she is like in the game, like some S&M shit, like you're gonna get some scratches, people are gonna get whipped, there's gonna be blood. And then and then I would kill Ryan. Because I love him so much, but in this game, he gave me so much hell. So that's my fuck, marry, kill.
Thank you. Lexi or Molly, either of you can go.
Oh, okay. So obviously, I would marry Callie. That's without a choice. But out of the jury, I would probably Sam, not because I'm thinking about her in bed, but because I would fuck with her as a person, like she's home, like my homie or whatever. But for the long run, I don't know if I can handle all of that. This was a very intense game for the both of us, and so I don't think I could do marriage. Kill, and probably because I just don't understand what went wrong with us. And the last merge round, I couldn't understand a thing he was doing, and I didn't have the chance to get to know him as much as other people. So, R.I.P.
Okay. Oh, wait, can you hear me? Okay. Two of my answers were the same as Sharif, so I'm going to change it just because Sharif was mind reading, copied off me. Anyway, I was going to fuck Sam, but now I'm going to kill Sam. And then I'm going to marry Adam because he's the love of my life. And then I'm going to fuck Riley. That's my final answer.
Oh, wow. Thank you, guys, and good luck.
Well, thank you, Logan. You can go. Oh my god. Next in the order is Riley, I believe.
No, it's Carson.
Is it Carson? It is Carson. Okay, Carson's next. Excuse me. And I believe he will be here. That was fun. Okay.
After Final Tribal Council, I want MJ and Connor's answers to that question. So just get ready, y'all.
I would FM kill this final three. I mean, I can't say who I would kill though, but okay. Carson is here. Carson, you have 10 minutes total. Hopefully you'll get through your portion in 5 minutes. You have the floor.
Okay, hi. Can you hear me? Okay. So hi, Final Three. I'm happy that it's a Final Three of all champions because I definitely wanted another 2-time or 3-time winner or first. But so I'm happy that you guys managed to get here. And I think I'll start with Lexi. And from the start of the game, I really felt like we connected just because like a lot of people didn't wanted you out because you didn't talk that much, but you talked to me a lot, so I didn't get that really. And I connected with you like instantly. And then when we started swapping around, we kind of disconnected and we didn't get to meet up and strategize together. So then at the merge, it was kind of just disconnected from my point of view. So I feel like I got where you come from, like in your rites of passage and that stuff, because we had a small window of time to work together and then I was voted out or eliminated. And so I just want to know if you could change one thing about your game, what would you change?
Do I answer now?
Yeah.
Okay. The one thing I would change about my game is definitely social and just being able to connect more with people. That's something I've always struggled with in every single game. Like being is not my strong point, and it kind of takes me a while to open those floodgates and start talking to people, have that connection with you, Carson, from the start, because I couldn't do that with anyone else. Connected with people, and that led to me just not wanting to talk to people in general. So I would definitely try effort to talk to more people, and even if it's not about game, just to get them to know them as people, because you guys are great people, and I don't have that personal connection with a lot of you that I would like. Yeah.
Thanks. I'll go to Molly now. And from the start of the game, I also connected with you because I felt like, or you were just a fun person to talk to in general. But then we were kind of kept apart. And then when we went to the third swap tribe, we didn't really talk that much because there was no tribal and we just didn't talk. So it was kind of hard to just get back in the group, just like with Lexi. And because I wasn't here for pretty much the entire merge, I don't know from your game the most. I don't know what happened at merge, so I just like to know what would you want the jury to know about your game from merge on.
I think the number one thing I want the jury to keep in mind is that while Sam and I were very close, we in no way came into this game wanting to work together. Actually, Sam and I don't really work well together, so it was kind of shocking that we actually lasted so long before one of us kind of wanted to go against the other. It was more like a dispositional thing, and then it became very easy to understand that Sam was connected and was almost like a meat shield, so that I could still lay low, because my reputation sometimes in games tends to precede me. And a lot of people in this game, actually, well, not a lot, several people in this game, did message me and kind of already knew who I was, and it's very frightening. I wish I had been a little bit bolder post-merge, but I was afraid that had I been bolder pre-merge, that I would have gotten sent home because people were already targeting me and I hadn't even done anything. So that's kind of like my big thing, and then also like a regret I had, I guess, because I mean, who plays a perfect game?
Thank you. And then Sharif, so I'm definitely, I think out of this final three, I'm definitely the closest to you out of just how much we work together in this game, and I definitely built a relationship with you. But also, sometimes I didn't know what the relationship was. I didn't know if I was, or where I stood as an ally to you, because I knew, Jesse and Jakey were probably, more, I felt like I was kind of a goat to you more. I didn't know if you were just using me as somebody to beat at the end or not. and I didn't know if I was just being that person to just be with you to the end, and if you saw me like that. And then a lot of the stuff in the rites of passage to me was just like, I don't think I played that great of a strategic game, or like I wasn't a strategic map for you at the merge personally. So I didn't really see it as that, because I know I'm not like an amazing strategic player, so I don't like see myself doing that kind of stuff. And so I don't want to be like flattered, because I don't think I'm like that. And I just want to know, was I just a goat to you, or where was I in your plans? Because I know I'm close to you, and I'm going to be close to you after this game, but I just want to know where it was in your plans.
Okay, I'm going to be candid. My relationship started with you as someone I wanted to take to the end because I thought I could be. But I also knew your relationships with Jesse, and I knew that you were going to have a strong relationship with Jake. So what changed everything for me when I found my idol, I told Jesse, and I had a really good feeling that Jesse was going to tell you. And so I said, okay, well, I'm going to tell Carson as a way to potentially build more of a relationship with you, because you would always talk to me about how you wanted to do these game talks, but it was always very, it was always awkward to try to like get game out of you because you would be somewhat reserved. And so when I told you about my idol, this beautiful thing happened, and you opened up to me. And we just started talking game, Carson. Like, I don't know if you remember this. I remember explicitly because I was like in the bath, and I kept trying to put my phone down, but I was enjoying the conversation so much. I kept talking. And we just talked about like the entire game, all these different strategies, what we wanted to do at the merge, how we wanted to proceed. And that's when I saw you differently. You weren't my GOAT at that point. You were the person that I could work closely with. I always knew that Jesse and Jake were going to be closer than how I would be to Jake or I would be to Jesse. So when I said that I wanted to closely work with you, that was true, because what I saw in that conversation is that you were confident. You were always saying how you didn't know how to play this game, or you weren't that good, or you just won because you were a GOAT. But what you displayed to me in that like 2-hour text conversation is that you were astute when it came to the game, and that you knew what moves that you needed to make. You were just so scared to make them. And that's why like I became your champion, like with you, Carson, and we would message, and you were telling me like, oh, I don't feel like we should go with the challengers. I feel like we should go with the champions. And I was like, okay, well, if you want to make a move, Carson, we can make it. And you said, no, I don't want to make a move. I just want to go to the end of the go. But Carson, you're not a go. If you want to make a move, you make that move. I will make it with you. You weren't my GOAT, Carson. You were the person I was trying to work with. And unfortunately, you got rocked out. But you weren't my GOAT, Carson. You weren't. And you should be really proud of the game you played, because I'm really proud of it. And that's completely genuine.
Okay, thank you. And then thanks all three of you for playing with me, and I really like all three of you, and I'm happy that you guys made it to the final three, and I hope to be friends with all of you after the game. Good luck.
Thank you, Carson. Okay. Very sweet kid. Riley is going to be here momentarily, hopefully. They were just saying that their blood sugar is low. They'll be here, I think. Okay, Riley says they're on their way.
Hello.
Hello, Angel. Welcome to Final Tribal Council. Hopefully your blood sugar is doing okay. You will have a total 10 minutes here. If you just have like a speech with questions at the end, you'll have 5 minutes. The jurors will have roughly 5 minutes to answer. If you're doing everybody like individually, you'll still like 10 total minutes. You got it? I'm gonna assume you got it. Okay, Riley says Google Hangout just froze. We love a technical difficulty. unprofessionalism.
I'm sorry, hello?
Hello.
Hear me?
Did you hear anything that I said?
Okay, well, hey y'all. Hi. Can I do it now?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
but
go
I'm
for
sure
it.
that I can figure it out.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, I'm just gonna apologize and say that I didn't have any chance to practice this or anything because I've had a wild day. But anyway, I'm gonna do my best here. So I'm gonna start with Molly. Molly, time playing with you really as good as I would have hoped. And I know that even though we have never played together before and never knew each other before this, just thought,
Okay, Riley.
sorry that didn't pan out. Intrigued by, and I think that Neopet, which would I be?
Riley, you were cutting out really bad. I believe your question to Molly is, if you were a Neopet, what would you be? Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
All right. Okay, Molly, if Riley was a Neopet, what would they be?
Oh my god. I don't remember Neopets at all. Wait, if who was a Neopet?
Riley, this juror, or Ari, whatever you want.
Thanks.
Now there's two of them here.
The only Neopet I can remember off the top of my head was this really fluffy cat Neopet, and I can only think of that one because I know that sheep are also extremely fluffy, except when you shave them. Then they're not fluffy anymore because all of the wool is gone. But anyway, it was really cute. So I just feel like it looks so cute. Like, it just has a cute and sweet face. You just have a cute and sweet face. And my heart. Okay. I'm sorry.
Did you get that, Riley? My friend can't do anything right, people.
I also couldn't hear most of their speech.
That was a beautiful thing. Very much.
Oh, you're cutting out really bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. What we're gonna do, Riley? Are you done? I apologize for the difficulties. Okay. All right. We're gonna skip Riley. They're gonna type up their whatever they have to say, and then we'll come back to them after this next person. Okay.
Who's next?
You can just remove Riley from this hangout if they're not leaving themselves.
Wait, they can't come back if you remove them.
Oh, really?
Oh,
well.
I literally just did that.
Yeah, they can't reach you.
It's okay. They can watch from the YouTube link.
All right, who's next?
Next person is Callie. Connor, take control of this. I'll see if I can sort something out.
Okay.
Ignore the call that your Skype is about to get.
Callie's here. So you can go whenever you're ready, Callie.
Okay. Hello, Final Three. So congrats on making it
Callie's
this
here.
far.
So you can go whenever you're ready, Callie.
Okay.
Can you read that?
Okay, sorry. Okay. Hello. Okay, so congrats on making it this far. That's no easy feat. Not that I would know, but so to start off, I just wanted to say I was like a little upset about my vote out because it's a few different factors, like some valid, some not so valid. But like after that initial bitterness phase, I was like ready to like hear what everyone had to say. I know that everyone will see me biased towards one of you, but I wouldn't be here voting for someone I didn't think deserved to win. So to start this off, my question for Lexi is, what moves did you make after I was gone to ensure you making it to the end here tonight?
So first off, when you were voted out, I was extremely heartbroken. I wasn't expecting it. I thought everything was going to be smooth sailing or whatever. And then when he got voted off, talking to me at all, no one would even tell me the vote in the instant tribal. Kind of just like sitting there thinking, oh, I'm definitely going next. And that kind of led me to in the tribe chat. I'm not sure if you guys were able to see it, but I basically like yelled at everyone that one of us can win. And if you're just here playing for someone else, then still being here. And that kind of led to other people kind of opening up to making the necessary moves. And that was like including getting Jake out, getting Sam out. To me calling them out, I don't think would have had as big of success as it did. I think without you, I was able to kind of set myself apart from you as a player, since while you were there, everyone saw me as up your ass, whatever. And when you're gone, since I've already been through that before, I was able to not be as upset publicly, but that needed to be made to get here included lying, flipping to every side, which I wasn't enjoying, but it needed to be done. And so without you leaving, I wouldn't be here, which sucks, but yeah.
Okay, so Sharif. Honestly, I don't really want a response for this or anything because like I know that like honestly I was considering voting for you a while back. I was in jury for a long time and I wanted to hear what everyone had to say here at the end. But like I kept looking back and everybody kept telling me how you treated them personally, and like that kind of like, because I voted for someone in the past that treated me personally really poorly, and just because but I voted for them because like the person next to them hadn't played a game, but that isn't the case here tonight. But like I've talked to the jurors and like a lot of us were feeling as if you didn't have social intelligence, and like there's like a few of us that felt small when we were like talking to you and didn't come off as genuine. And I get that like there was like a lot of times where you were like wildly paranoid and stuff and then did things out of fear, but the only move that I've tried to like hear about your game was after merge was that you were like the force behind my vote off, which I mean like of course like that was a good move for you, that's fine. And then but like I heard something recently that the reason you got me out was like we I don't want to really talk about it, but it's like, it makes me uncomfortable and you need to like hear why I'm here like at this point right now. We had a call, and when I got on that call, I was obviously upset, and you asked me what was wrong, and I didn't come out right out and say it, but you assured me that like you'd listen and like let the game be sit on the side for a minute. And so I talked about something personal that I'm not going to make public because it's not that I won't want to, so I'm not going to specify, but I need to bring it up because it makes me uncomfortable that like it happened the night before I got on that call with you, and then you kind of twisted it into gameplay to get the person to flip and vote me out, which is fine. Like, you need to flip someone, you can vote to get me out, that's fine. I didn't think you'd use that because like I've been feeling really low for a couple of weeks, and like I know what it's like to remove emotions from gameplay to make moves, but I feel like that wasn't really a necessary thing to do, and it was kind of a low blow. And I've
Callie,
taken a lot of
can I please respond?
Because
I owe you a response. Of course.
But yeah, because I've taken a lot of crap while being in this community, and like I can't just sit here and let it go because I'll regret it later. And like I'm not that kind of person that I would use that as to emotionally manipulate the people like in the game. That wasn't my intention, and I don't know if I'd be able to vote for you like in any way possible after that. So if you want to respond, you can, I guess.
Okay. That was a lot. All right, I'm just gonna kind of like go down. First of all, thank you for giving me the moment to respond. Yeah, tonight, you brought to my attention, and Logan brought to my attention, and this is something I did know, that my game lacks social awareness. And I did try to bring that up in my speech without going too in depth, but saying that I lacked social intelligence is absolutely true to an extent, because I am aware how I can come across. I am a very intense person. I know that. My friends are very unique. And I know that I can come on very strong, and I know I can come across as conceited and condescending and talking down to people. And so how I would try to combat that is by trying to be genuine. But I think people felt I was disingenuous because of how strong I came on. But honestly, in those moments, I did try to talk to people. It was real. Like when I was on that conversation with you, that was real. I wanted to be there for you. I know exactly what you're referencing. But I know that where my social game strengthened with certain people who are on the jury, it also weakened with certain people. And that's something that I absolutely have to own up to. And y'all are absolutely right in that. When I said I can't separate game feelings from emotion, what I meant by that in my speech, it was more of like gameplay. Like if someone was making a move against me or someone took out an ally of mine, I would be hurt, but I would understand that they were making the move to better themselves and that they were making the move so that they would better their chances of winning. That's what I meant by that. I did get emotional in this game. I got emotional 4 times, if I remember specifically, and I remember each time. When I yelled at Kate, when I reacted to Lexi, when and there were a couple other moments when I reacted to Lexi at the Jake photo. So I know I did have emotional outbursts. I am a very emotional person. And I guess it's confusing when I say I was able to separate my game feelings, strategic gameplay, from my emotional feelings. I meant that more, if a move benefited somebody, I got it. I understood. That's what I meant. But I did get emotional in this game, and I do have to own up to that. When it came to what you were talking about, I think it got twisted, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, when it got back to you. I spoke with Sam about it, and I said that Sam was very hesitant to vote against you, Callie, because she felt extremely close to you. And when I brought that up, I genuinely thought it was a tactic. And when Sam started to explain to me more, I said, okay, wait, I remember saying this, and she can deny it all she wants. But I remember saying, it could always possibly be that was just her building a relationship with you, and that was just her expressing herself. I didn't try to twist it. When I realized that the situation was valid, I tried to step off, and I was the one who kept saying, because Sam was saying she was upset that you were emotionally manipulating her. I said, wait a minute, we don't know if that's the case. I'm saying it's a possibility, but we don't know if that's the case. I know you're not going to vote for me tonight. You know, your friend is on the final three who played an absolutely amazing game. So I know that's where your vote is going. But I did want to have the opportunity to address what you said, because I don't want you to have those ill will feelings towards me, Callie. When we did have those calls, I really liked you. I thought you were a bomb, and I wanted to play with you more, and that scared me because it spoke to your social aptitude in this game. So, so that was genuine. It really was, and I know I don't come across that way. I know it's just something about my personality type, and I get it. I understand it. I'm trying to work on it. But yeah, I owed you some sort of response, and I do genuinely hope that we can do
that. Are you satisfied, Callie?
I mean, I'm just kind of like sad that it was even brought up in the first place as a thing. But yeah, I'm fine. But yeah. Anyways, good luck to everyone. Bye.
Thank you for expressing yourself, Callie. I love you more than I love myself. That wraps up that segment.
Is Riley ready?
I believe that. I'm going to tell them right now. I believe that they're what they wanted to say to Molly. They got that out of the way.
Okay, you can just write up.
I don't need your permission. Don't need your chicken parmesan. I'm just getting like the final okay from Riley to go ahead. Okay, they say yeah. I believe they want me to address Sharif first right now. Okay. Sharif, first of all, I want to say that I really had a blast playing with you, and no matter what happens tonight, I truly do value the bond we made through all this mess. So thank you for that. With that being said, I honestly feel a little confused and frustrated at how things turned out between us, and also about things I've heard tonight that are making me reevaluate our relationship. So, just something to be aware of, I guess. Anyways, my question. Right after the Kate vote, I promised you I had your back 100%, and my actions showed that I did. Unfortunately, this was not the case the other way around. And then they put the slanted, you know the face. What I want to know is, whose back did you actually have in this game, and how did you show that? Also, what was the truth about your shower/bath?
I really was
Hopefully
in
you
the
remember
shower.
this conversation. Okay.
I really was.
They showed me this chat yesterday, and I lost my fucking mind.
I realized how sketchy it sounded, but I genuinely was. I take a warm bath and then I shower because I won't get into it, but that's how I have to shave. Sorry.
Okay. So their official question for you is, whose back did you actually have in this game, and how did you show that?
Okay, Riley, I'm gonna be candid. Whenever, and I try to address this in my ROP to you, I wanted to trust you. I wanted to trust you explicitly. It was you and Jesse. I remember I sent in confessionals. You can watch when confessionals get released. I think I even wrote it, that I wanted to trust the two of you so bad, but I didn't. And you said that your actions showed that you had my back with the Kate vote, but I always felt like you were withholding information. I felt like you had the relationship you had with me with other people. And I found out later after the game that wasn't the case, that your relationship with me was genuine, and I misinterpreted it. But I had my guard up. And I think the reason I had my guard up is because I felt so extremely close to you. I have never shared my art with somebody in this game. Reading your stories that I genuinely loved, and being able to show you my pictures from theater and the shows that I directed and explain to you my passion, it made me feel so goddamn close to you, and that terrified me because I didn't think I could trust you. And that was a mistake. I learned later that was a mistake, and I didn't learn it, I said in my ROB, until you left with that vote, because I heard from Jake that you were trying to get the vote off of me. And I really do appreciate that. but I did feel that you withheld. And I really wish like you had talked to me about when you heard that I was a threat or when you heard that I was being targeted, because I know Ryan and Logan were talking about it for a while. And I knew that from Jake. So I wish you, if you had brought something like that to me, I would have felt more close, but it was still my mistake for misinterpreting what was actually the case. When it came to the merge, the people that I felt that I could trust were Carson, Jesse. And at the very beginning of the merge, those were the two people. And then I had people that I wanted to work with. I wanted to work with Jake. I wanted to work with you. And after the merge began, I wanted to work with Sam. But when it came to the people I trusted, Jessie was giving me information. She was letting me know when people were coming after me. Carson was doing the same. And because they were giving me information, it was more apparent to me that they had my back. And I realize now that you were just a different type of player and that you showed differently. And I'm really upset with myself that I wasn't able to register that. And I kind of just went by my Survivor handbook. And I think that was wrong. But yeah, that is my honest truth.
Okay. I believe Riley is watching the Hangout live. So if they have any response to what you just said, Sharif, I'll let you know. For now, we're going to move on to Lexi. Riley says, can you tell me one way that you were better than Sharif and Molly from a social standpoint? This can be a general strategy you use to talk to people or a particular relationship you built.
As for being better than people, I tend to not like to do that because my self-confidence is pretty low. But I think in one way that I was different than the other two is that somehow my name was brought up practically every vote. I got almost all the votes if you don't count the negated ones like as actual votes. And yet somehow I'm still here. And it's not just because I won challenges or whatever, because I obviously didn't do that. But it's because I made enough social bonds with people to make sure that whatever move I wanted to make, they would trust that as a move to make for the entire alliance. And I'm not sure if those intentions were the same with everyone else, like Sharif and Molly. And I honestly think socially, so I'm not sure if I can necessarily say it's better than one because our faults pretty much equal each other out, you know?
Okay. Let me check with Riley now to see if they are good to go here. Our next juror will be Jesse, I believe, and we're doing quite good on time, in my honest opinion. All right, Riley's good. So Jesse's up next.
Do you have the video?
I do not, but I told you were going to take care of that, so do your thing.
Okay, let me pull it up.
You were the one that said, I know. Jesse sent a video for you guys. Yeah. I personally hope that it gets nominated for an Academy Award this year. Oh, it's Adam. Oh, forgot about him. Never again.
How could you forget about Adam? Oh my god.
I know. Adam, sweetie, I'm so sorry. So sorry an ugly ass bitch would even say that. Oh my god. Okay, Adam is coming in.
Yeah, send me the link.
Okay, Adam, my sincerest apologies for forgetting about you. I want you to know that you have a very special place in my heart. I did not mean that.
Wow, MJ,
forgetting about you, I mean.
Kind of offended, but I forgive you.
Thank you for forgiving me. You have the floor.
All right. So, hi, you guys. So I know what it's like to be in your position. grilled by the jury, so I'm not going to do that to you, don't worry. But I want you to do it to each other instead. It's one thing to sit up here and talk about how good your game was, but it's another other people's were compared to yours. And that's what I want to know. I want each of you to tell me how you deserve to win more than the other two. And right now, I have no idea who earned my vote. I don't want to hear no BS. I want you to give me some piping hot tea, tear each other apart, and most importantly, pull a stunt. You're more worthy of winning and deserve my vote more than the other two. So whoever wants to start.
If nobody wants to start, we'll do reverse alphabetical this time. So Sharif would go first.
Oh gosh. Okay. I will be candid. I feel that I'll start with Lexi. I feel like Lexi is getting more credit than what she's done in this game. I do think she's played a really good game. I think she's played a terrific social game, but I think she's getting a lot more credit than she deserves. I feel that people are very angry with me and people are very upset with me, and they're using, personal relationships as a reason to value other people's games versus the moves that actually happened. If I go through this game, I can list almost every single round of a move that I made. And I don't think other people here can say that. I don't think Lexi can say that. And I don't think Molly can say that. I think that their games were much more under the radar, which is great. To be able to get to the end in this season, in this all-star season when things are so intense, that's the kind of game you have to play. So the fact that I made it here not doing that I was a huge threat since the very fucking beginning. I was a two-time winner who came in and made it to the end. That speaks to the caliber of the game that I was playing and how hard I was playing it. I formed a majority alliance and then formed the minority against them and flipped them on the first vote. I ran the second vote. When it came to, I was the reason that Kate left. At the merge after Carson left, I approached the champions who were against me at that point to align with me and go after the challengers. After Jesse left, I was able to flip the power structure and get Callie out. After was when Ryan was trying to come after me. You saw what happened. You, Jake, and I were able to convince Sam to come with us, and that was a large part due to the social relationship that I was working with her. And then when it came down to the final four, I made the move no one thought I was going to make. Everyone thought that I was going to be Sam's go or just do what Sam wanted me to do, and I cut her. And I don't think the other two can say that they had that sort of gusto in this game. Their games were under the radar. That's awesome. But for me to be able to pull off everything I did and make it here, pull all those stunts, I think that says something.
Thank you, Sharif.
Molly, go ahead.
Okay. I'm just going to counter one thing you said. You didn't have to be as big of a target as you wanted to be if you didn't flip round one. If you had just gone with what you had set up originally and not gotten people so angry at you, I think that would have definitely impacted your game a little bit differently. I also feel like I know we already talked about the whole taking a night to process things, but I also feel like you were very emotional at times, Sharif, and I feel like it was very hard to just combat at some points because we would get on call and it would be the same thing over and over and over again. I feel this is happening. I feel this is happening. I feel this is happening. And I'm like, this is what's happening. This is how I feel. So I feel like you were very much in your own feelings and not in anyone else's feelings. I think that one of the big things, I'm sure there's actually several things, but one of the big things that stand me apart from Lexi is that Lexi was, I can't say, I guess for sure I can't say this, but you were probably never going to vote Callie out, whereas my duo, love you, but my duo, I did want to vote out. Unfortunately, she called me about 2 hours before tribal council told me she had an idol. So that's kind of what happened there. That stunt would have been great, Adam. I'm so sorry. I love you to death, but you can't really fight that idol, which I thought was fake. But anyway.
Thank you, Molly. Lexi, you're up.
Okay, so first off, I think I personally deserve to win over the others. While one was kind of really under the radar, one was more of a giant threat, maybe whatever. I was able to stay balanced between the two, where some people would call me a goat, some people would consider my game really good. Balance kind of led me to be able to make other people think that the moves I wanted to be done were their moves. When I did go on call with people, a lot of what I wanted to in the future, and I kind of planted a lot of seeds that kind of are not recognized in the sense, like in the first merge round, the whole how we split the votes and to ensure that each one of us in our core 4 alliance of Sam, Callie, Molly, and I were safe. My idea, we kept what was going to happen, how we can do this, and then finally it kind of came alive that we could make it out of this without one of us going home like every other alliance. So did that, and then I was just social enough to not get voted out completely because every vote my name was brought up, but it always flipped because I did make enough social bonds to do that. It wasn't enough to be called a social threat. A lot of names to people that ended up getting voted out. So I don't want to give Sharif all the credit for a lot of these moves because a lot of them were mine in a sense, and that Callie helped bring them out to life, which is why I couldn't vote her out. She's literally my other half. So
Thank you. All right, good luck, you guys.
All right, thank you, Adam.
Oh, it's Jesse's turn, isn't it?
Now it's Jesse's turn, yes.
Let's see if I can get this video. It's not showing up.
Well, make it show up.
I'm trying. Okay. Do you see it?
We do see it. Are you gonna use her timestamp properly?
Can you? No, hold on. Let me get them. Okay. Can I just start it?
Go for it.
Okay. Tell me if you can't hear it, by the way.
Say hi, Mom. That's not what I meant. I have the most amazing son.
Hello, guys. Congratulations on making it all the way to Final Tribal Council. Despite what anyone else says tonight, y'all did that. I genuinely like all of you, and I really do feel like you guys fought for your spots to be here. My first question will go to Lexi. First off, I really want to give you props for staying in the game despite everything you had to go up against. You got people to go to Rocks for you the first tribal council. And someone even managed to play a Sapphire Idol when you were going to leave. That's something I could never pull off, so good job, girl. I do believe that you had an individual game apart from Callie when she was still in the game, but I really want you to pinpoint what you did differently from her while you two were on the same tribe. I know all about working behind the scenes because that's what I tried to do with Jake and Sharif. So what was something you tried to do that sets you apart from Callie during your time together on the same tribe? Also, what was your thought process in removing Jake from the jury?
All right, did you get that?
all right, so first I'm going to answer the removing Jake part. Removing Jake, I knew 100% he wasn't going to vote for me. He's very close with Sharif, and I wasn't able to make that big of a bond with him in general to even consider him voting for me. And so he was the one person that I knew chance of getting his vote was completely selfish in voting Jake off the jury. Because I know in other games, maybe people would have been much nicer. But also, when Callie and I were on the same tribe, we discussed a lot with Jake, and she had made that strong bond with him. Never get in between that, and so I had to want to get Jake's allies out, in the sense that I needed her to get you out. I needed to get Elliot out. I needed her to get all these people out for me, to make her as much in the sense. And so I think be more social on your side, but part I like to think that I was kind of a mastermind with a lot of the things. I'm just not as a lot of them. Maybe compared to Callie no matter what. And so we just play differently. It's depends, you know.
Okay, we'll move on.
Thanks for your answers, Lexi. Hey, 7.6. I can't believe I took your place from adversaries and got voted out with an idol. We love a full circle heart. Anyway, my first question that I want to ask you is, why do you deserve to win over Lexi and Sharif? I want to hear from you about what you did during the game, because I think it'd help me really gain some insight on how you played. My second question is, what really happened during the Carson Rock Draw Tribal Council? I want to know why you and Sam decided to vote for Jake, and I know it was a long time ago, but I still don't have a clear idea of what happened.
Okay. Did you get that?
Okay, so this is so funny. I'm dying. I'll do the rock draw question first. So the Sapphire Idol, that was a fun time. Basically, Sam and I pulled Lexi and Callie aside, and we're like, hey, we got this thing going. So, like, let's do it. And then the votes didn't go down exactly, I think, as the four of us were hoping, because it ended up being a four-way tie, and I ended up being in it. But we knew that forcing the other side's hand with a tie with you and Jakey, if it came down to it, would either result in a rock draw or one of you would get voted out. So it's kind of like a win-win situation at the point where, like, someone that's not working with us is going to go, or someone's going to get blamed for not going to rocks, which is kind of actually what happened. What was the other question? I'm sorry. Could you go back, Connor?
Well.
Was it just what did I do differently? You don't have to go back. We're good. What did I do? Okay. So I think I deserve to win because I was actually getting I was almost like a dead end source, I guess, where I was getting a lot of information in, but anything that I got from other people, I didn't really need to hand out, because I think everyone just assumed that I wasn't playing or talking to anyone at any step of the way. I know Sharif was very active and very out and about, and I know that Lexi was kind of balancing on the edge a little bit. So was I, because I know my name got brought up a lot. I heard that the big reason to play the Sapphire Idol at Final 12 was because I had heard that all day my name was kind of the one out there, like, we're just going to vote out Molly, like, very inconsequential. And it ended up not being that way. I think I don't know whose question it was, but someone asked that, I'm sorry, I think it was was it Elliot? Yeah, it was Elliot. Someone asked, like, who would you vote out if that was an immunity challenge? And neither of them said me. And at some point, it kind of turned around, and everyone really slept on me. And no one really ever thought that, I guess, that I could win or that I could make the end. But here I am. I made it. I don't know if you guys even consider voting for me at the Final Four, or just for Sam, but that was it. I also did really want to go against her. I know Sharif was a little hesitant, but I felt like I was kind of the big push to try to get Sam out at Final Five. But like I said, that didn't happen. But that's not my fault. So.
Okay, we'll continue.
What happened? My wig! Thanks for your answers. 7.6. Sharif, I really don't know what to ask because I've witnessed so much of your game from working with you. I think you played a really good game, but I don't think a lot of people agree. Why does your choice of gameplay deserve to win over Lexi and Molly's gameplay? Also, despite whatever anyone else says tonight, I do think you're a great person and that this is a game. Don't ever feel like a bad person because of an online game because you don't deserve it.
Never come off racist. That's not me, and I apologize to anyone that I've offended.
Okay, Sharif.
Thank you, Jesse. That really means a lot. Your question, it was like, what did I do differently than Molly and Lexi, or can y'all double check that?
1 second.
I believe her her question is, why is your choice of gameplay or your choice of style of gameplay better than Lexi and Molly's?
I think that, and I think it's been addressed. I was very active in this game. I cared about it a lot, and it goes back to Ryan's question of like playing for fun. I don't play for fun. I play because I love Survivor, and all I want to do is make big moves and try. And I think where my game is different than Molly and Lexi's, and it's been talked about a lot, is that it was much more flashy. I was a larger target. They were able to, stay under the radar in their own regards. They were also able to flip power when they were targeted too. But with me, it's like I was more blatantly targeted. And despite the fact that so many people were coming after me and targeting me throughout the entire game, I was able to shift my styles and my social ability and my strategic ability to always save myself and make it here with playing such a big game. And, I think at one point, like myself, Sam, and Jake were referenced as like the 3 big threats, and you have to get them out. I'm the only one of those 3 who's sitting here. And I don't want to discredit Lexi or Molly's games. I think they both played amazingly. I just think the fact that I was able to make it here as such a big threat really speaks to the caliber of the game.
Thank you, Sharif. Thank you, Jesse, for your, so incredibly well put together video. I believe this is going to be our last juror. And it will be none other than Miss Samantha McCanada. So the bench is on her way. The cool bench is on her way.
We need to make sure Ryan's here to vote.
If she asks,
we do need to make sure.
Look up 9 benches.
If someone has like Ryan's number, like text him to send a vote.
I'll see if I can get through to him during this. Sam, you have the floor. Not to go entirely too over your time, but you're the last person, so do your thing.
All right. Sharif, can you go on video, please? Thank you. All right. Hello. I just put on a new shirt for this, so y'all better appreciate that. Long time no speak, blah, blah, blah. Congratulations on making it here, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty much decided on how I'm voting tonight, and it'll take a lot to change my vote. And based on what I've seen already, I don't think I'm changing my vote. This speech is going to be a little bit all over the place because I actually wrote most of this Saturday night before I was voted out because I knew it was coming. Before I get into my speech, I'd just like to applaud my daughter Molly on finally beating me in a game. Congratulations, Milky. Very proud of you. Okay, Molly and Lexi, I'm going to address you both at once because I feel your games were very similar, but please don't take that negatively. I just don't have enough time to go individually. You both entered this game with a close friend, Molly with me, Lexi with Callie, and at Merge, we made the most iconic alliance ever. You were both targeted for being linked with your friends, but as an alliance, we kept ourselves here. Molly, you found the Sapphire Idol and played it, which saved Lexi, which opened the door for us to dictate the entire Merge. Every member of the Majority Alliance was coming to us to get someone out, but yet they always saw myself and Callie as the main targets, not you two. You two were an integral part of conquering an 8-4 majority and having 3 out of 4 of that minority make the final 4. The two of you beautifully mastered the under-the-radar strategy and allowed yourselves to be used as numbers, which advanced you two in the game. Even when people like myself didn't vote with you, it was never going to be against you because of your social bonds and non-threatening gameplay. People may say you two were goats. They may say you didn't care. They may say you don't deserve to win this game, but those people are wrong. You two played a game that most of us wish we could play. Your spots in the final 3 have been guaranteed for rounds. You didn't depend on immunity or hidden immunity idols. Your under-the-radar gameplay and social connections got you here, and I have mad respect for you both because you guys are my Ohana. It was so much fun to play with you until y'all tried to vote me out, and I look forward to our Something in English reunion calls. Okay, now I'm going to move on to Sharif. Sharif, I have 2 questions for you. My first question, can you please show me that shrine you made of me and that you've been praying to? Because after you made that shrine, my game went downhill very quickly. And I don't think that would happen. So can I please see it? But you can go off mute to show.
I would go grab chicken nuggets if I had them and just like put them on my microwave and bow down.
No, like Helga style Arnold thing. I'm disappointed. Okay.
I started working on it, but it just didn't come through.
Sorry, my computer froze. 1 second. Okay, we're good. Okay, and my next question. Sharif, please describe your game to me in 1 word. There is a correct answer.
Chaotic.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Molly, not at you. Sharif, please go on mute now. This is my time. I don't need to hear you talk over me. The answer I was looking for was fear or fearful. You have played this entire game in fear. From the first tribal council to the last, your game has been dictated by fear. Before I talk about why that's the word I chose, I have something to say to you. You claim our relationship was mutually beneficial and we saved each other equally. Well, let's bring out those damn shells you like so much and count. Myself, Molly, and Lexi could have thrown votes on you when Molly played the Sapphire Idol, but we didn't. I could have voted you out when Riley left, but I didn't. I kept your name off the table the round Jesse left when it was between Jakey and Jesse. I sided with you on the Ryan vote, and Jakey and I ensured that Adam didn't vote you. I made sure it was Jakey at Final 6 and not you. That is 5 times I saved you. Now let's see when you saved me. An hour before Callie left, you told me she was after me and you got people not to vote me, but also told me that you debated just letting me go, and that's why you waited so long to tell me. And let the record state that I wasn't going anywhere, regardless of if it helped you or not. All you did was make me hurt a friend, and I resent you for that. That's 5-0 right now. Then, at the final 5, when I needed you to return the favor for the 5 fucking times I saved you, you did nothing. And you admitted you barely tried and only told me 20 minutes before the vote, so I wouldn't have time to switch things. Then at final 4, I was crying on call with you, something I don't normally do. Something you've done to get yourself to the end, and yet you still didn't repay me, and all I was left with was a giant paragraph as the votes were being read, which was honestly just insulting and disrespectful that you waited till that moment to send it to me. And all of this was motivated by your fear and paranoia. So let's count. That's 5 times I saved you, 1 debatable time you claim you saved me, 2 times you betrayed me, and is not counting the 3 times pre-merge. Now let's return to the topic of fear and how it factored into your game. Out of fear, you endangered your game by going to rocks. Out of fear, you made Lexi throw a vote onto Molly because you were too scared to do it yourself. Out of fear, you got your closest ally, Carson, rocked out of the game because you were too scared to let go of JT or Jesse. Out of fear, you misread a situation and basically wasted an idol. Out of fear, you almost had a stroke when you heard votes were coming your way. Out of fear, you dumbly accused Callie and I of plotting against you while discussing what time she drinks caffeine at. And the biggest one of all, hold on, I lost my place, was at Merge when you were too scared to talk to me. It took me 2 days of trying to get you on call. And if I hadn't have tried, your fear of me would have you sitting on the jury right now. And finally, out of fear, you took out your biggest competition in order to get that easy win, which honestly, Sharif, right now, it's not as easy as you think it is. And guess what, Sharif? I don't respect fear. Not only did you constantly play this game in fear, but I'm pretty sure you're a psychopath. According to my research, it's not funny. I'm not joking. According to my research, psychopaths demonstrate the following. Superficial charm, demonstrated by you trying to charm us when you called us while you were naked in the bath with Bungie. Inflated sense of self-worth, demonstrated by Mr. 2-time winner thinking he was getting targeted when no one gave a rat's ass about targeting you. Constant need for stimulation, demonstrated by you calling me. You called me, told me how your facial hair grows. If anyone was wondering, it's diagonally. I wasn't wondering. Lying pathologically, using others, and being manipulative. Those are self-explanatory. Lack of empathy. You were never able to see anything from someone else's point of view. The only thing that mattered to you was your opinion, and you thought everyone else should be doing everything for you. Blaming others and refusing to accept responsibility. It was always the other person's fault. It was Kate's fault we went to Rocks round 1, not yours. It was Logan's fault for not wanting to work with you, not your own lack of loyalty. I could go on and on, but I honestly don't have the time. Now, I can respect some of these things. I understand them. However, what I don't respect is the way you treated me and everyone else and your lack of social game. I constantly felt used by you. Every time I would say I saved you, you would butt in and say, well, I saved you too. But you didn't. And you didn't just use me on a game level, but I felt you abused what you might have mistaken for a friendship. My feelings felt invalidated and unheard because all you did was cry and whine about how the game wasn't going how you wanted and how you were going to be voted out. I never had the chance to feel anything, and when I did, you didn't have the decency to even sit down and talk to me. From the beginning of the game, I was honest with you and said I cannot vote Hannah out first. That's the only promise I made to her, and you told me you couldn't vote Jesse, and I respected that. But you turned it around on me, blamed me for sticking up for someone when you did the same. And even after that, you didn't have the guts to come talk to the entire alliance you betrayed. After every vote that didn't go your way, you needed a minute, more like a day, to recover. And even when things did go your way, you still needed time to recover. You'd call me at 2 a.m. looking for answers, and I'd sit there with you. But when I needed you and needed someone to talk to, you were never there for me. You told me you did not feel like you deserved to win against me, but you deserved to beat Molly and Lexi. But did it ever occur to you that maybe I felt you didn't deserve to beat anyone? Your last words to me were, I wouldn't be the player I hope would make you proud if I didn't try every single move I could to win. But it's not you who made me proud in this game, it's Molly and Lexi. And that is why tonight you will not be receiving my vote. I bet that was one thing you weren't afraid of when you voted me out, and I hope this has opened everyone's eyes. Also, learn the fucking difference between you're a grown man. Goodbye.
Can I have the chance to respond to that?
We're gonna do a closing statement.
Yeah, we're just gonna move to closings.
Can I go
Because of
first so I can
If you
address
want,
that?
yeah.
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay.
Because we're fine on time. Well, you need 2 to 3 minutes here for everybody if we need that. Go ahead.
Okay. Sam, when you said that you saved me more and that every time I would say, well, I saved you too. Oh, you absolutely saved me more. I needed to say that to make you think that, like, I still had use to you, but you absolutely saved me more. I abused our relationship, 1000%. I used to. I know that I did. I needed your protection. You're a huge reason why I'm here, because you made sure that the people I wasn't aligned with never came after me. And that's probably the one thing I succeeded in my social game, is that forming that relationship with you, using that relationship with you is the reason I'm here. It's the reason I was protected. You were really proud of Adam when he went after Jake because he knew Jake was going to win and he cut him. I think the difference here is that you were the person who got cut. I think you're hurt. I think you're pissed. I took that opportunity away from you. This was your baby. This was your game. Played it with your whole heart, and I get that, Sam. You absolutely deserve to win. But just because you were the most deserving didn't mean that others weren't. I did what I had to do. And I know that you want me to lose tonight because you want me to feel that voting you out wasn't the right move. But guess what? If I lose tonight, it was. Because I can say here that I did everything I possibly could to win, just like you can say. And I'm proud of that. And when it came to sending the message to you last minute, I'm not kissing your ass. This is just the truth. Sam, you flipped the vote in 10 minutes. I went to you because I respected you, the previous vote, and you flipped the majority, and you got it on your side. I wasn't going to give you a day. I needed you to leave. It was the best thing to do for my game. And that's why I went to you last minute. And it was cruel. It was mean. I know you were hurt. And I am sincerely sorry for that. If I thought of a different way I could have done that, I would have. But yeah, I hope you feel better from that. I knew that you're really hurting and you needed to release that. And I do genuinely hope that it's going to help you move forward and rest from this. And yeah, when it comes to the rest of my closing statements, I've definitely been questioned tonight for my social game. And I think that my social game definitely suffered with a lot of the people here. I could definitely be a parent. I was a very paranoid player, and I don't disregard that. And I addressed in my opening speech that I did play from fear out of moments. But the thing is with all of that said, I accomplished a fucking lot. I played the hell out of this game. And everyone can try to take that away from me, but I played with my whole heart. I made as many moves as I could. I took huge risks, and I'm so proud of that. No matter what happens tonight, I will always be proud of that. And this is a celebration for me. I never thought I would make it here as a two-time winner. And I think that is a win in itself. Congratulations to Molly and Lexi. You both are amazing. And whoever wins, I wish you nothing but the best. And yeah, that's it. Sharif out.
Thank you, Sharif. Molly, closing statement.
Okay, I just wanted to say I'm thankful for playing. I got to reconnect with my old friends that I haven't talked to in a long time, and I got to meet a bunch of new people who I love so much. I just really had a lot of fun playing, and that's kind of all you can really ask for in these games, is to have a good time. That's why we're here. Sharif, I feel like you make these moves because you're having a good time. That's kind of what it boils down to. In terms of the game, very early on, I was forced into the minority. I actually think I voted in the minority like more than 50% of the tribal councils I went to, which is crazy because most of the times when you get into the minority, you're just pooped on and forgotten about. I was kind of like the easy vote, but apparently it wasn't that easy because I'm still here. After 43 seasons of not playing, this is pretty well, even if some of you might not agree. That's fine, whatever. I didn't have to win out to get to the end, so I think that's something to take note of. It became a game more of like picking and choosing for me, picking and choosing the conversations that I wanted and needed to have in this game and prioritizing. I think one of my biggest strengths was not letting my emotions get to me. I think I had like 1 or 2 angry calls, but it was like fake emotion because everyone else had to be angry, so I had to be angry too. But really, I was just having a good time. Please don't sleep on me, and thank you for not roasting me. Good luck to Sharif and Lexi. I love you both. And thank you to our hosts. You guys did a wonderful job. I'm so proud of you, my little babies.
I'm proud of you too, Molly. Lovely closing statement. Lexi, you get to close us here.
So literally shaking like a leaf right now. I'm not sure if you guys can see on camera, but I'm literally like vibrating right now. This final tribal council has really opened my eyes to a lot of the ways I never saw myself as a game player and kind of what I need to improve, not only as a game player, but as a person. Just being able to open up to people, being able to have these connections is something take to the outside world. And thankfully, thank you, Molly. This tribal council has really opened my eyes that I don't have to be as afraid or whatever. And so even if I don't win tonight, that's kind of what I just want to take from this game is I don't have to be afraid to be myself. Well,
Thank you, Lexi. To end y'all's time here, I told y'all before.
MJ?
Today I got 4 injections in my mouth.
Yeah, I saw. Okay, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna head into the jury vote. As of right now, we are not in touch with Ryan Teddy Palmer, so we are potentially looking at 8 jurors voting rather than 9. We will not be adding Jakey back to the jury, and we will not be adding a pre-juror to the jury. So if Ryan does not vote when we tally these votes, he's just not voting, okay? So
do you want to just give the jurors like a
with
minute
that,
to submit their vote?
Yeah, you can give them, I'll say 2 to 3 minutes to get their votes in, and they cannot change it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to try to call Ryan and see if he wakes up?
We've already had people try, and he's like in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, you can try right now if you want to, but
just submit your votes to the host chat, by the way, jury.
Oh yeah, his phone's off or something. Oh my god, can he self-vote again?
I'll put the votes into the voting chart, by the way.
Okay. I'll be reading these last 8 votes tonight. Yeah. And again, just to fill these last minutes, be nothing but proud of what the 3 of you did. I would die to be able to make it to another final tribal council. Wish I could have played this season so I could have voted all 3 of you out, but I just didn't get that chance.
You ain't voting me out. We already know.
We have 1 vote.
Do we?
Mm-hmm.
And we have nothing from RTP?
Nope.
No.
that 1 vote, legend.
Oh, we're waiting for that one right now.
No, I said we have 1 vote.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Dumbass.
Can we watch the Gandia Johnson video as we wait? Always.
We have 2 votes.
Can we watch Jesse's video again? Also, Jesse, I just want you to know that Jakey dubbed me a 7.7 in the duration of this game. Just letting you know.
Where did that come from again?
Adversaries.
I remember it was adversaries, but like, what was it?
The literal quote is in my rites of passage for Jakey. When at Final 11, when we merged, it was like me versus Jakey. Well, it wasn't me versus Jakey. It was me or Jakey getting voted out. And Jakey wrote, like, on my vote, like, rate. It said, like, rate 7.6. TBH, you're pretty. You should hit me upside down. It was wild. But it was so funny.
Okay, I remember it now.
Uh, we're gonna need your votes by what time is that? Is that 1:50? No,
12:50.
12:50. Yeah.
And did you see that screenshot I just sent you?
If Ryan somehow gets online by 12:50 and votes, then his vote will count.
Yikes. So who saw the eclipse? Because I didn't.
It was like super cloudy here. I was supposed to have a good view of it, but it was raining, so I didn't see it. But it did get completely dark, so that was cool.
It rains.
Okay, you guys have 1 minute to vote. So
Connor's stressed.
just submit your vote for who you feel
Connor
is
and
right.
MJ, answer your FMK questions now.
Huh?
Fuck, marry, kill question? I told you.
Google Translate voice. Her?
Google Translate did that.
MJ, who's your fuck, marry, kill?
Oh yeah, we were promised tea.
Connor said he won't tell us right now, but
Wow, I can't believe Bungie won the season.
I know, Bungie is the best winner ever.
Can that one person vote? Oh wait, no, wait, never mind, they did. Okay. Okay, we have the votes. MJ is telling them right now. Before we read the votes, I just want to say thank you all for making this a really, really fun season to host. Thank you for not making it a very predictable season. Yeah. I
predicted
enjoyed
this final three on day one. I wasn't even in fucking America.
Yeah, that 99 Bottles Alliance looking pretty strong.
Looking very strong.
Rest in peace, Kate.
Okay, hold on.
Rest in peace, Hannah. I can't believe Hannah won this game.
I love tea.
I don't know her. R.I.P.
I love her.
She's a Bernie supporter, so she's a queen. And that's the facts.
Okay. We have our 8 jury votes. Thank you very much, RTP. It's very kind of you. Oh, I need to go on camera to do this, don't I? Okay, can everybody see me? I'm gonna take that as a yes. Gotcha. Okay. So we have our 8 votes. Tonight this jury voted for a winner, and tonight our winner will either be a 2-time winner or a 3-time winner. Yeah. I think it takes 5 votes to win or whatever the majority of 8 is. We'll see in a moment. So if anybody has any Hidden Immunity Idol or Legacy Advantage and you want to play it, do that now. If not, get to the vote. All right. Wait, one moment. Okay. First vote. Molly. Second vote. Lexi. Third vote. Sharif. That's 1 vote Lexi, 1 vote Molly, 1 vote Sharif. Fourth vote. Sharif. That's 2 votes Sharif, 1 vote Lexi, 1 vote Molly. Fifth vote. Lexi. That's 2 votes Lexi, 2 votes Sharif, 1 vote Molly. Sixth vote. Molly. That's 2 votes Molly, 2 votes Lexi, 2 votes Sharif, 2 votes left. Seventh vote. Lexi. That's 3 votes Lexi, 2 votes Sharif, 2 votes Molly, 1 vote left. If this vote is for Molly or Sharif, we have a tie. If this vote is for Lexi, we have a winner. Eighth and final vote. And the winner of Tumblr Survivor Challengers versus Champions. I don't have the vote. Lexi! Congratulations, Lexi.
Congrats, Lexi.
Congrats!
On a very well-deserved
Thank you.
Everyone here, you did a fantastic job tonight at Final Tribal Council. I cannot explain how impressed I am with these performances y'all gave here. Y'all are coming for Jake Gyllenhaal's Oscar nom next season, so I'm shaking. And yeah, that's that. Well, this is an amazing season. Thank you all for playing. It has been a pleasure.